For a couple of years now, I've been looking for some decent quads to get my boys off of Facebook Marketplace. Marketplace and used ATVs and dirt bikes and stuff is an absolute crapshoot these days. But I finally found something decent to get my kids I was willing to pay for. Hey everybody, my name's Derek. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm showing you the cheapest quads I could find on Facebook Marketplace. Now I do cheapest in quotation marks because I had some criteria, but I just first want to state in my area, Facebook Marketplace used ATV market is just awful. You pretty much can't get anything decent running under 1,500 bucks, even kids quads. You might be able to find like a 50 here and there for like 1,200, maybe $1,000, but a 50 is not going to cut it, especially for my older boy. That actually might be where my younger boy is roughly, but I'm not going to go buy another $2,000–$3,000 quad in the next couple of years when he outgrows it, because a 50 is super easy to outgrow. So instead we just turn the throttle down on the 125 here. But anyway, when I say cheapest in quotation marks, that is because the criteria I had was it could not be Chinese. I've been there, done that, not doing it again. At least with quads and at least with kids quads. Moving on from there, I had to have a title. I have a lot of public land around me here in Northeast Arizona. Beautiful landscapes to go and ride around. And I did not want to be cut short by not being able to get the OHV sticker and a license plate on these things. You have to have the OHV tag or the Forest Service will slap you with a big fine. And so because of that, I needed a title so I could get these things registered and get my OHV tags. And the third thing is basically you just had to be running. It wasn't something I was going to take and have to guess at whether or not it worked. I just basically wanted to be able to pick them up, ride them around, take them home, and let the boys ride them. Now, the problem with that is that's actually not what I bought, unfortunately. Not that there's anything seriously wrong with these. They just need a lot of little things, and we're going to cover all that stuff right here. So what did I pick up? This is a 2001 Yamaha Breeze 125. It's got a 4-stroke engine, and a 2000 Yamaha Breeze 125, obviously also with the 4-stroke engine. Same engine in both of these things. Beginning to the issues, my boys and I took these things out to our favorite riding spot. We went out 2 separate days. The first day was just to kind of get them to go out and ride. Second day, I was really watching and just checking everything, seeing things that needed to be fixed, trying to make some slime work in the back tires of this 01. Basically, we've determined all the things that these things really need to be super reliable and just ready to go. We'll just start with the fuel. This one, my older boy rides, and I was noticing as he would drive by me sometimes that the fuel was leaking out of the drain hose on the carburetor. So I think the float might be getting stuck in there. But I was watching, large amounts of fuel drip out from the carburetor. The other thing, and this is actually something I've already messed with before we even went out the first time, and that was that the petcocks leak. They both have dry rotted gaskets, little seals in there, and I had to change them out for O-rings just to get them to go out and ride. I just put in O-rings that don't really fit. All they did was just keep them from leaking, and those appear to be failing themselves. The big problem is I need to rebuild the petcocks, but I cannot find a rebuild kit, so I'm just going to get the all balls petcock replacement for these quads and just totally change them out, put in new ones, new filter, fuel line. And then when I was on the carburetor, I don't know if I mentioned it, I'm going to rebuild both carburetors. I'm going to get the all balls carburetor rebuild kits for these things, and I'm going to rebuild the carburetors for them. The last thing with the fuel, they're both missing the fuel vent caps on the gas tank caps, and so I bought 2 little fuel tank vents for the gas caps as well. And that should pretty much cover it for fuel. Since we're up top, the other small thing is they both just need new hand grips. The hand grips are worn out on both these quads, so I'm going to be replacing the hand grips too. Moving towards a more electrical type stuff, I got 2 new spark plugs for them. Not that the spark plugs were bad or anything, but we're just going to throw new spark plugs in. But really the main problem, the things that are making these things actually somewhat unreliable, they are over 20 years old, but this is kind of an issue. They are both needing starter clutches from what I understand, all the stuff I've looked up, and because the electric starters turn over, but sometimes you can just hear them not catching and they're not turning the engine over to start them. And the guy that was selling them to me was saying it was a solenoid, and I thought, well, the starters turn over, they just aren't running, so there must be something else in there, and that's what it is. It needs a new starter clutch. Both quads do. So we're gonna have to throw new starter clutches in them. One of the things that I always do when I get anything used like this with an engine is right away I change the fluids. So I've changed the oil in these things. When I got them, that job's already done. I put in a little engine restore and a little bit of seafoam in them. Not that I, had any reason to think that it really needed that, but I just thought, what could it hurt? It's just good for the internal parts altogether. They have some additives in that engine restore that it doesn't hurt to throw a little bit of that in, from what I understand. So how long it'll last, I don't know. These quads are old enough, I might just throw in a little bit with every oil change, just for the benefits of it. Another thing I did was went through and I cleaned the air filters and I re-oiled them, and I ran a little bit of seafoam through with the gas on those initial test rides. So several things I've already done, just basic maintenance stuff that anybody would do pretty much. So make sure that if you want to watch me work on these quads, get them going, and then watch lots of great riding videos in the future, that you click subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you already are a subscriber, hit that notification bell. And as always, everybody hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. So two other things that these things need. One of them I've already done. This quad needed a brand new battery. Battery was toast right when I picked it up. This quad, I tried to make the back tires work with slime. They're just too far gone. They've got plenty of tread left on them, which is unfortunate. I mean, maybe not for some people, but I pretty much try and wear those things all the way out. So I had to buy a new pair of tires, gonna throw a new pair of back tires on this thing, and had to get a new battery for this. So you're probably asking yourself, what did you pay for these quads for them to be the cheapest quads on Marketplace? What it comes down to is $1,000 a piece, and the stuff I'm gonna have to pay to get them fixed. Averaged out between the two of them, the battery is a little less that this needed than the tires that this needs, but averaged out basically $1,250 a piece. So right there, around, honestly, a little bit less than what most stuff's going for. Like I said, the absolute junkiest crap that needs plastics, engine work, transmission work, top end rebuilds, bigger issues, whatever it is, those things are the only things you can find around $1,000. You will pay every bit of $1,000 for an adult dirt bike in my area that needs a total engine rebuild. A guy was originally asking $2,400 for him. I asked him if he'd take two. He took two, and it was a pretty good deal. So like I said, after all the parts I got to buy for him, $1,250. Not a bad deal for a couple of Yamahas. So like I said, guys, if you want to watch future content on these things, repairs, riding videos, I got a KLR 650 right back here in the background. We're going to start doing a whole bunch of ATV and motorcycle dirt bike type content, power sports content here on the channel. So make sure you click subscribe if that's the kind of thing that you're into. If you're not a subscriber, hit that notification bell again. And as always, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.